It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
I know you guys do a lot, the marketing for the franchisees to get customers to install a concrete coating. Do you also market the franchise now, or has that mostly been organic?
No, we market it. Yeah, okay. we marketed it actively, and same KPIs as you have in a service business where you have cost per lead and cost per webinar, cost per estimate, cost per, person that comes to discovery day, and percentages in every single steps of those funnels that kind of makes its way down to someone actually pulling the trigger. Yeah. And then it becomes optimizing each step, inside that funnel. That's just the more business that I do, the more I realize that it all comes down to instrumentation and KPIs and tracking the numbers. And the more it comes down to getting the right people on your team that are smarter than you, that know how to do what you want to do, and just getting them aligned with your vision and just recruiting them and bringing them into the company. So that's probably what 80% of my time is spent right now, is just being very, very strategic by design, seeing what people we need and what positions we need, and bringing in people way smarter and paying them a whole heck of a lot of money to come in and teach us how to do those things.
Yeah. And you've always been good with finding like someone who's already been there and done that to help you. And you found great coaches, and, Kedma coached you for a while and things like that. Did you, when you had the silly idea to start a franchise, did you find someone that's been in that field, in that realm? You mentioned you got a great business partner, but did you just reach up and go for the who, not how? Or did you try to figure it all out yourself?
Candidly, I'd say that I decided to do it before I really, did a lot of research into who that person was going to be to come in. However, Whitney White at the time had just departed her company and had reached out and was just like, hey, what are you working on? What's it look like over at Conquer? Where are things at? And, we had thought about bringing her into Conquer, and I said, hey, you want to help me build a franchise? So she had some background and experience in building out a network of companies. Okay. But she didn't know fully the franchise side. But we went out and we paid a coach. So we hired a franchise coach that had experience in, scaling Supercuts and all these other big, massive brands. Oh, wow. Yeah. And they helped us, cross our T's, dot our I's, and kind of walked us through some of that process a little bit. And we had them on board for about a year. They taught us a lot, that's for sure.
Okay. Did you model after anybody like Neighborly, franchise families? They do glass doctors. They're in the home service industry, and they've got like 10 different brands. I don't know all of them, but yeah.
You say, did I model them? Is that what you said?
Did you? Do you know anybody that's in that or like that?
Well, Michael Gregory was director of marketing for Neighborly.
Oh, so no kidding! I didn't know that.
So
that's really great.
Yeah, he was with Window Genie, so I certainly picked his brain a lot. Yeah. He was able to share a lot of insights. Ellen Rohr reached out, talked to her. Yeah. Reached out, and I basically try to be a sponge as much as I possibly can, and just read and do as much research as possible on it. But at the same token, we really kind of set this whole model out to be different than what a normal franchisee does. So a lot of franchisors kind of looked at us like we were crazy when we talked about all the things that we would provide. But we've managed to make a really solid model that kind of disrupts the industry a little bit too, which is kind of cool. So there's almost a benefit to not knowing too much about something, because you can think about things from a different perspective.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of times, industry innovation comes from the outsider because they don't know all the standard rules. So what's significantly different between Wise Coatings and your standard home service franchise model?
The main thing has to do with all the services and resources that we either pay for or provide. So, if you figure, okay, if we go to godunzo.com and, pay them to do social media management, automations, follow-ups, postcards, Facebook ad management, it's $1,500. You go to Click Call Sell to do, Google ad management, $600. You go to Yeti Books, bookkeeping, it's $400. Like, we package all these things together to where all of that's kind of provided underneath one service.
And that's not normal in the franchise industry?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
Like I used to hate franchises because I've spoken to some franchise organizations where I've talked about, you guys need to have training videos for your technicians, because all these problems they're complaining about and struggles really should have been solved by the franchisor, but they didn't have things like training videos for technicians.
Wow.
And they had a technology fee and they had to pay for all their extra stuff up on top of that. And in essence, their royalty was pretty much just for renting the brand and getting the marketing manual. So it's really different. We provide an unbelievable amount of support that is way above and beyond what franchises normally do.
Okay. That's really cool. I wasn't aware of that.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.